In my previous life, I had an overexpanded bladder, which led to a mismatch in the regulation of my body's functions, and my soul traveled to the world of immortality. Without the slightest surprise, I also have the golden finger of traveling over, and mine is the highest 10,000 times feedback system of accepting disciples. And my disciples not only have a devilish body and charming beauty, but also all red luck. However, I don't know why, but my disciples actually hate me. What kind of sins did I do in my last life? At this moment, I am flying in the sword, experiencing the experience that I never had in my last life. It's simply too good to be true. I attracted a group of beautiful disciples below me screaming, "What are you going to do? Fifth elder, I am a little helpless. These shallow women can only see my handsome. Obviously my strength is also super powerful. Okay." At this time, the system prompt is actually the red sun of luck. The system is still the first time to recommend me such a powerful person. Think about my crossover to now. Every day you're scared to live. Really give me a big surprise. Then I open the system. The character introduction is actually SSR. The most important thing is still the best stove tripod. Double cultivation of the best. Thinking of this, I myself feel shameless. I am pursuing a pure and flawless love of men and women. The system ruins me. Looking at the woman's information in front of me, this is simply a proper heaven's pride. As if she is the crossover. Waiting for this long, finally came a red luck disciple. I am simply excited. The disciple for the teacher I came. At this time, a woman is lying on the ground in despair, did not care about the sight of the blazing fire, only to see a bald man pressed on her body, obscenely licking the corner of his mouth, looking at her with desire, only to hear the bald man said, "The little lady, today we will be the wedding." You see how, not waiting for the woman to respond, the bald man has begun to wait. A hand will tear the girl's clothes. Looking at the woman's fair skin, attractive body, the bald man unconsciously began to flow out of saliva. Just when the bald man wanted to do something wrong, suddenly his eyes protruded and he spat out a mouthful of blood. He looked back in disbelief, only to see that I, the old six who does not talk about martial arts and virtue, was stabbing into his body with a sharp sword in my hand. I smiled slightly. How can a hero save a beauty be missing? I'm the cultivation world's face value sealing it. Looking at the girl, I slightly reluctant to give up. Really poor. Sister, I see your parents have died. The family home is destroyed. I'm Su Bei, the fifth elder of the sword sect. I wonder if you'd like to return to the immoral sect and worship me. Su Bei, as your teacher, I don't know if it's because my name is too loud, or the girl is overly sad, but she actually frownsy in her place. The girl's heart was in a state of shock. She didn't realize that he was actually Su Bei of the sword sect. See the girl's appearance. I said faintly, "How to think so long? If you do not want, you and I will be the end of the fate of this. I have no choice but to pretend to be an outsider and try to provoke her. But I can't really let her go. After all, such a top talent disciple appeared. I'm still afraid that the system does not give me a good reward." Then the girl revealed a sinister expression. But I always feel that this expression, and I think it seems not the same. Only heard the woman say, "I am willing to join the sword sect to worship you as a master." Master on the disciples shall Ruashi worship master. Look at shall Ruashi, I slightly stunned, although the feeling of high cold point, but also quite respect the teacher. Then the system rewarded me an all-powerful 10 consecutive draws, which is the configuration of the protagonist should have. But the next second I will be a black line stay in place. The son of luck to give me these rubbish. Could it be that I draw cards in the wrong way? Suddenly the system prompted, "Congratulations to the host for obtaining the legendary reward title. Son of Fate, congratulations to the host, lucky value has reached the upper limit." I'm a little excited. This is the right thing to do. This is what the protagonist should look like. The love child first and the teacher back to the planet. In the future to learn, the teacher personally accompany you to report today's revenge. At this time I said seriously, "Disciple, you sense into the immortal door. Then the teacher will have some things needs you to remember." Shao Ruoshon at this time do not know whether it is excitement or excitement. The whole person is still dumb. For my words is also faintly agreed. I can't help it. I have to tell my disciple, the path of immortality is vast. You need to be down to earth. Don't think that pie will fall from the sky. And you have to remember, love child, there are not so many opportunities for heroes to come out of the woodwork. However, in the next second, I was hit by the speed of light, only to see that there is a strong man below, who is saving the beauty heroically. At this moment I was embarrassed. What my master means is that even if you are gifted, there aren't that many great feats that you can run into. Suddenly there was a man below who laughed loudly. Ha ha ha. Huan-san actually got the Dragonfall 180,000 chapters. I'm so angry that I'm actually being punched in the face again. Anyway, cultivating immortality is a very boring thing, no matter how high your strength and how lucky you are. But the most important thing must be to live for the master. You remember the disciple, Xiao Ruoxiang said with a happy face. Disciple understands. Thank you, master, for saving my life today. In the future I will definitely cultivate diligently. Not bad, not bad. Children can be taught. In the future, you will be the personal disciple of my sword sect's Unswer Peak. At this time Xiao Ruoxiang faced gloomy. The sword clan, I finally came back. This life I must end. You Su Bei returned to the west. At this moment, I have taken my disciple back to the sword clan. The fifth elder, Big Elder, called you to go to the meeting. When I heard the notification from below, I stopped in a hurry and told the Grand Elder that I would be right over. Then I said to Xiao Ruoxi, you first follow my sword back to the sword peak. My master will come back after the meeting. At this time, Xiao Ruoxi looked extremely good. Sweetly said, master early back. I will wait for you. Xiao Ruoxiang at this time some strange. This Su Bei, how in the previous life of the black face of the Devil King, is not the same. Suddenly I said in a hurry, the corner of the table seems to be padded. With a cheap practice method, you first look. Remember not to touch the ball on the table. And I went back to the sword clan, was surrounded by a crowd of female disciples. No way who led brother to handsome it. I then opened the system to see if my attributes had changed. The promised apprentice one was given feedback, and there was no change in the hairline. At first I thought it was a role-playing system, but I didn't realize it was actually a nurturing system. A month ago, as a good young man in the 20th century, I suddenly traveled across and obtained the apprentice 10,000 feedback system. I clearly remember that day I have been cat in the quilt to read the novel, although a little anxious to urinate, but still decided to finish reading and then go to the. However, the system actually told me that my bladder had overexpanded, causing a malfunction in its functioning, thus causing me to cross over. At this time, I was simply furious. This is a human language. Simply put, I actually let the urine to suffocate to death. Crossing over to the immortal world, I became the fifth elder of the sword sect. Not only the strength of the heavenly but also handsome and unparalleled. Compared to other traveling novels, I'm obviously invincible at the beginning. It's just too good to be true. And I also awakened the apprentice 10,000 times feedback system. I thought I was going to walk on the peak of life, but now I realize that this system is really a big liar. And just at this moment, someone behind me suddenly called me, Little Bei, you're finally back. It turned out to be the eldest elder Pinching, only to see her at this time a hand embrace me. Eldest elder sister, I want to suffocate. Second elder sigh like clothes at this time, face unhappy, constantly coughing to imply the two of us. Seeing that the two of us did not react, the second elder said, please also pay attention to the influence of the great elder. The eldest elder slightly stunned. The old feudal, small north as a child to change nappies or I change. He body parts I that have not seen. The second elder was simply speechless. Look at what you guys look like. The hall of the fifth elder, actually all day long fascinated in the disciple. And the eldest elder of the sword sect actually rubbed his chest against the fifth elder's face. Not the slightest bit shy, simply unlike the appearance. And old six, as the sixth elder of the sword sect, is actually a drunken mongrel. Are you guys good at this? Sixth elder Jun Wuzi slowly opened his eyes. The fifth elder, brother, you try harder. Look at me, have returned to the early stage of the virtual. The words just fell bang was the second elder stepped on the foot. Back to the virtual early stage, you are very proud of it. We are a first-class clan, where there is a first-class clan elder cultivation. In the return to the middle of the virtual below, Jun Wuzi, who was stepped on by the second elder, didn't dare to resist at all and could only draw circles on the ground. This is not important. The important thing is that our sword sect elders are all very harmonious, unlike other sects that fight with each other. The Grand Elder said seriously at this time. Well, back to the topic. Let's talk about the matter of the current recruiting conference. Every 50 years, a newborn recruiting conference. Really want what? This disciple is not a lot of it. I am a little curious. Is the system also have the ability to foretell? That is also too amazing. The Grand Elder said, the person in charge of this conference must be strong and have a lot of time to organize the recruitment of new students. And most importantly, the eloquence must be good, or else all the good seedlings will be snatched up by people from other clans. As the entire clan elder's strength, bottom of the I have not even considered. After all, it is really too much difference. Then I won't put it off. Senior sister, the only person here who might have the strength to be in charge of our sword sex recruitment conference is this honorable father. The second elder is still calculating in his mind that it is just the right time to expand the strength of her most sword peak, and I'm afraid that the next patriarch will be here when the time comes. But at this very moment, the first elder actually recommended me to be in charge of this recruitment conference. Simply unbelievable. At this time, Xiao Ruosheng did not listen to my words, or secretly will be on the table of the bottle, pick up and drink secretly. Not a moment later saw Xiao Ruosheng flushed, eyes confused, looking at their own opposite. The black shadow hastily asked what you want to do. Xiao Ruosheng could not believe. She first thought that the shadow is a person, but did not think it was a standing rooster. The rooster became a spirit, actually can stand and walk. Immediately will not have seen the world of Xiao Ruosheng, screaming in fear. At this moment, Brother Chicken was about to communicate with my female disciple when I walked in. You guys are getting along well. Wait, what do you want to do to my disciple? Only to hear that Chicken Brother said, I just want to help you take care of her only. At this time, I saw that the water of life that I brewed for the sixth disciple actually let this little girl drink it. What a loser. And the chicken also took the opportunity to escape. If not, I see it will do some housework. Long ago, this chicken stood tonic body. I looked at the drunken Xiao Ruosheng. Really a poor child. The family broke up, and she was also almost by the bald and the chicken brother exchange. But fortunately, my own luck deepened, and there is a handsome master who is so jade-like and cultivated like me. This may be the will of heaven in the underworld. Just when I was putting white silk on my disciple, she actually said in her mouth, Master, why aren't you dead yet? When I was puzzled, the sixth senior brother suddenly pushed the door to enter. Senior brother, why does your room smell so much of alcohol? Is it secretly drinking? At this moment, the sixth senior brother stood still as if he were a wooden chicken. What is this situation? The senior brother actually likes this. The sixth senior brother then immediately turned around and left, since senior brother is on a big errand. Junior brother, I will come back in a minute. Junior brother, don't go. You've misunderstood me. Senior brother, I'm not that kind of person. Come back to me quickly. No, you wait. What did you just say? You only have 1 minute. I am a fierce man. Okay. At this time, I Saturday in the courtyard with the old six. The old six looked at the wine that was finished to cry out, this wine is not the point. Okay, the focus is my energy. At this time, Xiao Ruosheng slowly opened his eyes. This is exactly how it is. How to feel where seems to be wrong. This thing that looks like trousers and socks. Could it be that the devil put it on me? But this thing is both snug and cool. It is indeed more convenient. Could it be the latest disciple attire of the sword sect? This devil must have found out that I stole and drank his good wine. Have to think of a way. Otherwise, in the future there will be me suffer. Soon Xiao Ruosheng also came to the courtyard, simply ignoring Chun Wuzi's expression. Master, you are back. Xiao Ruoxi's hands are holding a big bowl. Master, quickly taste the 10-hole tonic soup I stewed for you. I'm so shy. This female disciple really didn't accept me for nothing. She's quite respectful of her master. Xiao Ruosheng thought to herself, blinded by my sugar coating, there are still good ingredients waiting for you in the soup. I looked at Xiao Ruosheng after the latest change of clothes. My face actually could not help but blush. Looking at my blushing face, Xiao Ruosheng thought that I was touched. Master, quickly come and enjoy the soup that I stewed for you. And when I saw the bowl of soup, I always felt that there was something wrong with the taste and color. I suddenly realized that the soup in the bowl actually put the laxative used to treat pig constipation. Could it be that this niece put the wrong seasoning? But at this moment, the old six, this guy actually said, why, let brother taste first. I want to taste first. I want to taste it first. Besides, my water of life has been drunk by you, master and disciple. This chicken soup is a compensation. After saying that, he actually picked up the soup and dried it. We didn't even have time to stop it. This is the phoenix feather chicken that has been cultivated into a spirit. You can do it. You can actually make soup with this kind of divine creature. No wonder you look so refreshed every day. I can't believe it. This is actually my chicken brother. You old boy, shut up. But the next second, Lao Yu's stomach grumbled. Senior brother, this soup is really strong. Looking at the expression on Lao Yu's face, I knew that my disciple really hadn't let go. It looked like things were about to get out of hand. At this moment, Xiao Ruosheng was wearing a maid's outfit and using the air freshener in her hand to purify the sixth elder's poisonous gas bomb. At this moment, Xiao Ruoxiang suddenly found a book at the foot of the bed. This is actually the sword sect's secret sword codex. That devil must have hidden it here for fear that I would find it. Now as long as I practice day and night, I can surpass the devil in no time. At this moment, I suddenly appeared behind him. How to take out this book used to cushion the foot of the bed of grass paper. It's good to want to take revenge, but how can such an ordinary gonfu work? Xiao Ruoxiang is puzzled. Master, this is the secret method of the sword sect. How can it be ordinary? Then help me to go to the sword pavilion to see if there's a suitable technique for my disciple. Okay. I can't stand it. It's a small thing. I'm going to pass on your technique. Naturally, I want the best one. Xiao Ruoxiang, heart secretly happy, mouth quickly prays. Master is really the best master under the sky. Watching me walk towards the hidden sword pavilion, the crowd had a lot of discussion. Why would the fifth elder come to the hidden sword pavilion? At this moment, I came to the hidden sword pavilion. My heart was a bit apprehensive, because there are two senior sisters stationed here. Suddenly, someone asked, "What do you want to do this time?" 2 years ago, you said that the grass in your hand can cut thousands of stars, but I have not been able to realize it yet. Now that I've met you, I'd like to ask you to show me the way. At this moment, the fifth sister has already drawn her sword and aimed it at me. It looks like we are in trouble again today. The onlookers said in disbelief, with the grass in her hand to cut down the stars. This is too crazy. Right. I can't help it. I was too annoyed with her. I just made up a story and now I'm getting my revenge. At this moment, I still do not change color and pretend to say, "Senior sister, you really do not understand. You are too disappointing from my brother." Xiao Ruoxiang hurriedly said, "Senior brother, forgive junior sister. Stupid indeed, do not understand. Please, senior brother, point out." Since I asked indifferently, "So senior sister, as a sword cultivator, can you know what is the way of the sword?" Listening to Xiao Ruoxiang's explanation, the disciples could not help but sigh, worthy of being a star sword immortal. And at this moment it seems to randomly recite a poem cannot. This forced to pretend out really not round back. At this time I am full of black lines. It seems that I can only continue to make up. Hope to fool her. Just listen to my softly said. In that case, you listen carefully. Life is a life. Grass and trees in the autumn. Everything in the world is a matter of the sword. In order to see the sword in hand to smooth out the world's injustices. This is the first. Secondly, the sword in your hand is not to be ashamed of the world's guilty people. This is the way of the sword. My generous speech directly made all the disciples and my sister dumbfounded. Su Bei, hope that all sincere swordsmen in the world can cut the sky with their swords. I only heard me softly drink. A sword came, the world's swords came, and suddenly sword energy flew around. What I didn't expect most was that this performance of mine had harvested the 8th senior sister's heart. Looking at my senior sister's shy appearance as a female single dog, I really can't stand it a bit, only to hear my sister said with high morale, "Senior brother is right. I also want to be like senior brother." Only in a flash 8th sister, even directly into the middle stage of refining the virtual. Onlookers cannot believe it. "I'm going to be like my senior brother." He said, "It's better to pick a gonfu for the disciple first. The protagonist must cultivate the gonfa." What a big mouth. But to be in the hidden sword pavilion must be extraordinary. I've decided it's you. This high-and-mighty sister is in love with me. Should I sneak a look? But why do I feel that someone is spying on me? But here it seems, only me and the high gold flower of the hidden sword pavilion, guarding the 9th senior sister. Hold down the thoughts in my mind. Forget about going back first. I'll sneak a look at it another day while no one is around. Right after I left, 9th senior sister walked to the place where I was searching for the secret book just now. Her gaze a bit shy, high and cold senior sister fell in love with me. I can't imagine the first deep love 5th senior brother in the cultivation world actually want to raid me. Xiao Ruoxiang at this time secretly calculating in her heart the last life with those miscellaneous books to send me off. This time I must directly cultivate the sword dictionary. At this moment, I return to the house. Disciple, quickly see for the teacher to prepare for you a big treasure. Xiao Ruoxiang was very happy when she heard that. Master, you can't miss it. I've been waiting for you. I am very excited to hold up the secret book. See is here. The protagonist must cultivate skills. Just a moment. Xiao Ruoxiang asked. Master, above is not written. If the bad luck of the Taoist heart is not strong, will die it. I hemmed and hawed a snide to cover up the embarrassment. You do not believe in the teacher. How would the teacher harm you? Hearing my words, Xiao Ruoxiang's face gloomy, unknowingly fell into memory. In order to save me in my last life, I was used as a stepping stone for your career. In order to break through or to satisfy yourself, you even tortured me day and night as a cauldron. Not only that, you even dug out my bones. Is this what you call not harming me? Looking at the dumbfounded disciple, I asked curiously, patting Bedfoot, still holding it for what? Quickly put back. Xiao Ruoxiang turned his head to reveal a sinister expression. I was very strange. Why is this look that wants to kill people? Right, must be want me to teach her kung fu to avenge her family. This child is really poor. I touched this Xiao Ruoxiang's head. Is not homesick? Practice well in the future, not Sword Peak is your home. Yes, master, I'll practice hard and send you home. I have read countless books in the Hidden Sword Pavilion. Before I found this one, you must cherish it. Then Xiao Ruoxi read it, the protagonist of the Son of Luck. If you do not have the confidence of being the Son of Luck, then give up this book. Xiao Ruoxi is secretly a little alarmed. Could it be that the matter of my rebirth has been discovered? No need to set a set of his words. Xiao Ruoxiang carefully asked, Master, this book is so strange. Do you think I am the protagonist and the son of destiny? I said confidently, of course, everyone is the protagonist of his own life. Be confident. I'm going to instill the dome for you. Feel the flow of the air carefully. Don't be distracted and concentrate. Only heard Xiao Ruoxiang hurriedly shouted, Master, don't disciple, so painful. Just at this moment, the eighth sister suddenly appeared. Looking at the scene in front of her, she was simply stunned. Originally, she thought that her senior brother was a modest gentleman. Did not think that actually so obscene. Just instantly, the eighth sister broke out, Brother, broad daylight, you actually do this kind of thing here? I hurriedly explained, this is not in the disciple installation. What is wrong with it? The eighth sister was embarrassed. Look at your disciple's expression. Does it look like he's being poured into a dome? At this moment, the eighth sister hurriedly changed the topic. Never mind. In fact, I came here to thank you. If it wasn't for these few words, I don't know when I would have been able to enter the realm of refining void. Xiao Ruoxiang is strange. At least the one who can instruct the refined void must be at the peak of the harmonious Tao. Could it be that this big devil is hiding his cultivation? Brother, I see that my nephew's trousers are very good. Brother, do you have any more? I was slightly stunned. I was going to keep these for myself, but since you want them, I'll give them to you. Eighth sister thanked me. Thank you. I'll put them on and see how they are. Brother, these trousers are so comfortable. After wearing these trousers, is it possible that you don't need to wear a skirt anymore? Seeing the eighth sister so powerful, I instantly spurted blood, and I couldn't stop it. But in order to prevent her from getting naked, I had no choice but to find a suitable set of clothes for her. Afterwards, she changed into the skin I gave her. The headmistress of the peerless swordswoman. Do you know what is the heart of the sword? The heart of the sword is the eye of the sword. For the sword is unrivaled, and will not go forward. The person who holds the sword should have a sharp sword, sharp beliefs, and should dare to challenge. The eighth sister looked with eyes full of admiration. Loki right. Just now you said that the eldest sister wants to give me what to come. I then opened the letter. Due to the clan's financial constraints, I need to organize a party to solve the problem of funding. I am very helpless. What kind of people are these all? But for the great cause of the Sword Clan, in order to big sister, I will also go forward. Eighth sister persuaded the senior brother to forget it. The dunking shop at the bottom of the hill. It has been 20 years have not seen what kind of money the senior sister looks like. I am really stupid. I only know that the eldest sister stingy, but did not expect stingy into this way. The eighth sister said, people are using the repair and reinforcement to do debt. Now that the shop's defense then our sword clan are strong. Curious eighth sister asked, Senior brother, you are not stimulated by what has been staring at people look at? Looking at the seductive senior sister, I hastened to cover up the embarrassment and explained, for brother just want to eat soup dumplings. What kind of filling does elder sister eat every time? It should be pork filling. How come the boss give him crop paste? I was slightly stunned. Pork filling, make that immortal pig in my backyard into small dumplings. The funding is not there. And at this moment, Xiao Ruoxi, when he saw the protagonist must cultivate the content on the gongfu, directly exploded. Xiao Ruoxiang tore it to pieces. You big devil, how dare you humiliate me? When I finish cultivating the sword code, I will definitely break you into pieces and send you to the west. At this time, I suddenly appeared. Good disciple, first do not practice. Go to the back of the mountain to count how many immortal pigs. Xiao Ruoxiong was stunned. Isn't that the place of the ancestral tomb? Actually want to raise pigs in the ancestral tombs of successive generations of elders. I hurriedly urged. Right, it's going to be dark soon. Remember to bring a torch to light the way. Xiao Ruoxiong thought. I'll light up the ancestral tomb and send you to the cliff with fire and wind, repenting for the rest of your life. It wasn't long before I arrived at the internal meeting of the sword sect. At this time the people had already taken their seats. Ninth sister suddenly realized that these are the clothes that fifth brother had made. That trousers look so comfortable. Why I do not have a senior brother, you really biased sister body. Now are the fifth brother's taste. Look at the look of adoration in my sister's eyes. She seems to have completely fallen in love. At this time the ninth sister has begun to secretly calculate. Never mind, after all is the sister. Find an opportunity to steal the clothes over is mine. The eldest sister said at this time. Sister just said good. The recruitment meeting is the sword clan back to the peak of the opportunity. At this time, the second elder sister looked at me with a playful face and suddenly questioned my ability. I haul 21st century new youth. How can she look down on? Although 10 million people I will go. The second elder sister asked at this time. But the fifth brother, you have the money. Phoenix feather chicken, this kind of god to make soup. The money has been squandered by you. Right. Brother, listen to sister, a word of advice. This new recruitment conference you cannot grasp. Why not hand over to the sister to prepare? Besides, fifth senior brother is still at the stage of god realization, so you'll be ridiculed by outsiders. At this time, the first elder sister asked very playfully, so you are very sure of it? When I heard the second elder sister say that the sword sect would thrive under her rule, I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Just when I was arguing with the second elder sister, the sixth elder brother suddenly said with great envy, your alchemy is out of this world. I was puzzled. I don't do alchemy. I was puzzled. I didn't do any alchemy. I saw the sixth elder brother pointing to the sky and said, what is that thick smoke doing if it's not alchemy? Just when the meeting of the sword peak was in full swing, a disciple ran in hurriedly. Just heard the disciple said, big trouble. Not the sword peak. Ancestral tomb rose up smoke. The second elder sister was angry. What's wrong with you? You can't even look after your own mountain. Suddenly an aroma reached Lao Liu's nose, which instantly made his mouth water, only to see the old six muttered, will not do his roasted suckling pig under when dishes are calling me. Hearing the three words roasted suckling pig, I felt bad and flew directly to the not sword peak. My pig up. I secretly prayed in my heart, this fire don't burn all the old immortal pig, otherwise it will be miserable. At this moment, the ancestral tomb of Buji and fame has been burned beyond recognition by my good disciple. Xiao Ruoxiong rushed to find a place to hide, sitting and waiting to see me being shut down the clan punishment, and I was ultimately a step too late, looking at a field of corpses. My pick my money relative to my misery. The sight of the old six is eaten with gusto, constantly praised again and again. Several senior sisters were furious. How dare you use your ancestral tomb to raise pigs? Really deceiving your master. My big plan to raise pigs, my startup capital. If I didn't prepare torches for my disciples, I wouldn't have gone bankrupt straight away. Lao Liu sniffed. Senior brother, if you want to count the pigs, you'll come to me. I'm sure I won't miss a single one. Big sister asked it this time. In that case, I am afraid that the person who counted the pigs and the person who set the fire are inseparable. Su Bei, where is your disciple? Xiao Ruoxiong heard some fear. Looks like the eldest elder seems to intend to let me take the blame. It is better to wait and see what happens. I don't care about anything else at this time. Just looking at my walking 50,000 tails, holding my head and crying. At this time, the second elder sister began to me. The ancestral tomb was destroyed is a great crime. No matter how you argue, face the wall. 50 years a day is not less. Eighth sister rushed to stand in front of me to explain for me. Fifth brother has been pointing out to me, but went to the council chamber on a trip to the ancestral tomb on fire. Ninth senior sister is secretly jealous at this time, not only wearing the clothes given by senior brother, but also pointing out the sword technique. Not to separate you guys, only to see the ninth senior sister said righteously. Burning the ancestral tomb is a great sin, no matter who is unforgivable. The eighth senior sister was speechless. Sister elder sister has not finished asking questions. You are not good to the fifth senior brother, right? Ninth senior sister was simply shocked at this time. She didn't expect the eighth senior sister to defend me so much. At this time, the second elder sister came to add fuel to the fire, and said that even if it was your disciple who did it, you can't escape the blame. At this moment, everyone has their own secret thoughts in their hearts. The eldest senior sister has been meditating in her heart, but she can't admit her guilt, or else she really can help. While the ninth senior sister thought of herself, also burn an ancestral tomb, so that she can be locked up with me to have children. The second senior sister pressed step by step. Senior brother still don't quickly explain. That female disciple in the end, who is it? Are you kidding me? I'm counting on my disciple to pull over my eyes for the rest of my life. How can I let her face the wall? And this loser is the son of luck. What she does must have her significance. Xiao Roshan was happy in her heart. Master, that chicken soup didn't bring you down last time. I don't believe that you can still get away with burning ancestral graves this time. Master, you still lost to me after all. At this moment, I pointed my finger at Buji and Peak and said loudly, "This fire is what this senior told my disciple to set," only to see the eyes of the second elder sister gloomy. "Su Bei, this is what you said yourself. It is you indulged your disciple to set the fire." I looked at the system rewards to pretend to say, "That's right, is my father. You want to make things difficult for me. Do not make things difficult for my good disciple." But all of you are not curious about why I want to burn the ancestral tomb. The second elder sister with a disdainful face. "You don't want to make a fuss anymore. Now no one can save you." I didn't pay any attention to the crowd. I just kept channeling my aura into the ancestral tomb. At that moment, Lao Yu suddenly realized that the tomb was glittering, as if it was about to explode. Before Lao Yu could react, the tomb exploded with a bang. Then all the swords floated in the air. Lao Lu bobbed. "My pig's leg, you're not a sword. What are you flying for?" Xiao Roshan, who was hiding behind the stone, looked puzzled. What was going on? Why did the explosion of the ancestral tomb cause the resonance of all the elders' swords? Afterwards, I recited the incantation and showed everyone a wave of gold splitting and point fixing technique. After an explosion, the sword sect's most precious treasure, the Qingping sword, was standing in the middle of it. Everyone looked at me with surprise. What is going on here? How did the Qingping sword get here? So I slowly said, "Not in vain I practiced the art of exploration. Finally is let me find it." The second sister burned the ancestral tomb is actually for the Qingping sword. How? Is this reason enough? In fact, I was very panicked inside. Fortunately this time the system is more reliable. Otherwise I really have to go to face the wall. In addition to the second sister, the other sisters, all of them cast a worshipful gaze at me. The eighth sister even exclaimed, "So you burned down the ancestral tomb for the Qingping sword. It's really handsome." I looked at the second elder sister with a cocky face. "I have committed the crime of burning the ancestral tomb. The second elder sister, I have to go to face the cliff for a few years." Eldest sister rushed over to excuse me. "Can't get the Qingping sword. Is not the sword blade blow up is not too much." At this moment, my good disciple also appeared, crying because the clothes were burned and did not dare to come out. I looked at the child's pitiful appearance, and then put the cloak on her body to put it on her. "There is no need to say much. Whatever you say, Master believes you. Who made you my good disciple?" Xiao Roshan looked at me with a deep look on his face. "Why has Master become so gentle in this life? Wait, I don't believe it. He must be pretending. I won't fall for it again. I must send him to his death." But the second elder sister still didn't give up. "Since you already knew that the sword sect's greatest treasure was here, why didn't you tell me in advance?" The first sister also suddenly asked, after searching for a long time, "How did you know that the Qingping sword is here?" I had no choice but to continue to make up lies. I found myself. How to cultivate spiritual weapons are not related to me. Even so, I did not give up on myself. Still cultivate day and night. Do not deceive the young poor. This sentence has been echoing in my ears. A senior sister suddenly interrupted me at this time. "Elder brother, is this related to finding the Qingping sword? How do you know that you need to use the method of fire to do it?" Eldest sister, this is a secret that eldest brother does not want to mention, and can only be savored by oneself alone, just like this Qingping sword, which has stood here alone for 100 years. At this moment, the eldest senior sister pushed me away, intending to pull out the green pink sword of the ancestral tomb of Buji and Fan. But the eldest sister used all her strength, only to see that the Qingping sword did not have a trace of movement. While lying on the side of the old six heart is thinking, not the ancestral tomb of the sword peak can be burned out of the sword. Other peaks can certainly also be out of the sword. Thinking of him, a burst of dark laughter, as if he had discovered something extraordinary. I can really be a big smart-ass. At this time, the first elder sister has already given up. It seems that this kind of divine sword, only master that old man is qualified to pull up. The second elder sister looked at the Qingping sword. If this kind of precious sword can be inserted in the most sword front, how good that is what kind of honor Just at this moment, the disciple of the most sword peak rushed to report that the ancestral tomb of the most sword peak was also on fire. It seems that the sixth elder, I don't know what kind of wind he had, was drinking with one hand and setting fire with the other. Hearing this, the second sister hurriedly flew towards the most sword peak. "Old six, you little brat, are you tired of living? "What are you boys doing? Quickly give the old lady to stop," only to see the old six-dashing turn around and said, "Sister, the best feng shui of the sword clan is the most Yongfeng, not the sword blade as the Qingping sword. The most sword blade must have a rare treasure. Today see me burn out the treasure for you." The second elder sister saw this. Now even if it is no longer helpful to stop, can only pray that there is really a treasure underneath. The elder sister who came to the scene quickly scolded Lao Liu, telling him to stop. Why burn the ancestral tomb again? But the second elder sister suddenly blocked in front of Lao Liu and said that she had told Lao Liu to do this, and said that there must be a treasure underneath. Seeing that it had the support of the second elder sister, Lao Liu instantly turned on the fire and came out with a big sword. But the next second all the people are dumbfounded. "Open the treasure, it. Not even a fart. All the ashes." Big sister said with an angry face, "You two idiots, give me to face the cliff to reflect properly. At the moment, I am lying in the pavilion," reprimanded my good disciple, "simply too much for me to worry about. You this girl, only come to the sword clan today's. Give me to break such a big trouble. If a few more years is not still want to send me this master to the west At this moment, Xiao Ruqin is very panicked inside. Su Bei, this big devil, how does he know that I have been trying to send him to his death? It seems that he is going to show his cards to me today. I guess I am going to be finished this time. But just when Xiao Ruqin was thinking blindly, a finger was placed at her lips. I only heard me say very gently, "My silly disciple, why are you sitting on the ground? The trousers I made for you have been torn by you. What a pity. I have customized a lot of trousers for you. I will change them for you. You should treasure them." At this moment, Xiao Ruqi's heart is very struggling. "Have you forgotten how I treated you in the last life? Really no talent, Afterwards, Xiao Ruqian daintily said, "Thank you, master. Thank you for your concern and the new clothes." Looking at this child's appearance, I am very speechless. You don't give me cute here. I can't let this matter go. I'll teach you a lesson when I have the chance later. My good disciple, take good care of your injuries. Today you can rest in the grass hall. I'll go to the pigsty to deal with the night. Xiao Ruqian secretly swears, "You treat me better, but it won't change my heart. I will send you back to the west in this life."